Welcome to Voice First TV. We're here live at the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center in San Francisco, and I'm excited to introduce you to Niko. You just did a talk. You are the CEO of Drivetime, and I heard a lot of clapping. I don't know if it almost sounded like you were maybe shouting your name, Niko, Niko. I don't know. I mean, it felt energetic over there. Please introduce yourself and your company.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here. I don't think they were cheering for me. They were hopefully cheering for the concept of Drivetime, which we are very excited by. Drivetime is the world's first interactive entertainment gaming company for the driver of the car. We are serving interactive entertainment for the audience that needs it the most. 110 million solo driver commuters in America. They spend a collective 2.5 billion hours every single month just by themselves in their cars. And we're letting them play games while they drive safely and in a context that makes sense.
So probably the first thing people are thinking if they're watching the live stream or the archive, by the way, thanks for your attention. We're incredibly grateful that you'd listen to us and allow us to influence you for a moment. If they're watching, like, okay, I want to check that out. So, because that would be how I'd be sparked if I was watching. If that sounds interesting to somebody, do you have a live product right now, or are you in development?
We have a live product right now. We are available as a mobile app in both the iOS App Store and Google Play Store.
Okay.
Just go there, search for Drivetime, look for the orange app icon. That's Miles. He's a winking car.
Okay.
Download the app, and then off you go. You're good to go. The idea is you take the phone into your car, you connect via Bluetooth or any which way you normally connect to your car's speaker system. Ideally, you put the phone in the cradle in the middle, but it works equally well if it's on the seat next to you.
Yeah.
As long as we can get access to the microphone, you can play games while you drive.
Wow. So what have you been most surprised by that has been amazing? Like, wow, I didn't expect these analytics, or I didn't expect this feedback. Like, what's been the most encouraging thing that you found as you've kind of put out your minimal viable product?
Beautiful question. Thank you for that. So the most amazing thing for us is, even though we designed it in a certain way, this has never been done before. So we didn't know whether people would actually use it the way we intended it, which is in the car, on their daily commutes, morning and evening. That's the ultimate daily habit, right?
Yep.
We have to do this habit or we lose our jobs, literally.
Right.
And what has been amazing and encouraging, and as a game developer and designer, product guy, when somebody uses your product the way you intend it, and the metrics and the data shows you that that is exactly what is going on, so amazing. And that is what we see. We have big peak hours in the morning commute and the evening commute times when the East Coast and West Coast converge at their peak hours. And that's when people are playing our games. The second thing that's been really encouraging and amazing and actually unexpected, surprising almost, is that we see a lot of people, a lot of players who are taking their kids to school. So we're actually appealing to that 30 to 50 segment, the millennial segment, the people who've moved from city centers into the suburbs and the exurbs. They now have cars, they have kids, they have mortgages, and they're driving into cities to work. That's our sweet spot. And so we're seeing a lot of people who are taking their kids to school on their school runs, dropping them off, playing with their kids, and then off they go to work. So they're actually asking us for more kid-friendly, family-friendly content. So that's been incredibly encouraging and just wonderful to hear from our players.
How do your players communicate with you? Is it one way? Is it coming at all directions?
Great question again. So we have a two-way channel because we're interactive audio. So audio up until this point has never been really disrupted. Audio has always been passive. It's one way. So whatever audio I create, you consume it the way I intended it. Now we have a two-way relationship with our audience. And so what we actually do is we have this thing called Player Talkback. It's a feature at the end of each show. It's 10, 15 seconds of just free time, and our players can tell us their feedback.
Wow.
And what we do is
That's
do speech to text. So we do kind of a meta thing, speech to text. We pipe that into Slack, which is the messaging service that we use, and we have a channel that basically gives us, in real time, all of our players telling us exactly what they think about our show. What a dopamine hit for the team to see in real time what people are feeling about every show that we're putting out there.
Wow.
Having that two-way relationship is incredibly powerful as somebody who's able to tap into in-the-moment feedback. Not somebody who has to go and write a support email, not somebody who has to think about it and then come back later having forgotten half the experience. We have it in the moment when they're experiencing our content.
Wow. That's a brilliant idea. Everybody that's watching, if you don't have a company and you can't implement something like that, people with companies, you should tell them about that idea. Like, we should just sit in silence for a few minutes just to absorb how smart that is that your team instilled that. One of the great things about storytelling is the adversity we overcome and the hardship that we face. So vulnerably bring us into Drivetime. Let us know, what's something or some things that have just been absolutely overwhelming, maybe shocking even. Like, I can't believe that we just faced this challenge. Like, what's some hardship that you faced in this brand new industry?
Yeah, whenever you're building something new, unexpected things happen,
Right.
unexpected challenges occur. The biggest one for us was a technical one, and that was essentially dealing with audio latency with Bluetooth speakers in the car. I don't want to bore the audience with all the technical ins and outs of this, but nobody had ever delivered an audio experience and then listened back to the consumer, the player, for what they're saying. In our case, it's a trivia show, so they're answering trivia questions. But the audio latency made that incredibly difficult, and they were just jumbling over each other. So we had to spend about 6 months early on in our development cycle trying to figure out some of these technical problems. So once we'd overcome that hurdle, we're now in a much better place. But yeah, that was something that was unexpected. Nobody had really tackled before. We overcame it. Very proud of it, and filed a couple of patents for that as well.
Okay. Now, when you think about your company, like, give me an idea of how much of your company is revenue generation through, clients. How much of your company is IP, patents? Like, what are you actually building? What is your, as the CEO of Drivetime, what are you actually focused on building? Like, what's the main priority?
So our vision is to become the interactive SiriusXM. That's our vision. SiriusXM has built an incredible business over the last 20, 25 years. Really focused on the driver of the car. Right. Obviously, their model is satellites and delivering digital audio, again passive audio into the car. But they've done a great job of offering 150 different channels of high quality content, ranging from personalities like Howard Stern, the Shock Jock, to political programming, religious programming, music, news, all that stuff. So something for everyone, and again, really focus on the driver of the car. Our vision is to take that as our North Star and become the interactive version of that. So offering not just the trivia show, but interactive storytelling, choose your own adventure, name that tune style, music quizzes, all kinds of experiences for kids and families, for road trips. So over time, our vision is really to become this, drive time becomes a verb. It's a cliched entrepreneurial kind of like, that's what we want to be. But we want drive timing to be a verb, and we want drive time to be synonymous with interactive audio entertainment, two-way audio entertainment in the car. Right. And so in order to achieve that, we're launching something very similar to Sirius, which is a subscription model. Should be coming in the not too distant future. And then over time, we just want to start, creating more content, both of our own, but also partnering with brands, partnering with IP, moving up the utility curve, by which I mean we move beyond just simple entertainment. We move to things like language learning. We move to things like test prep. If you have a college-age kid who's going to do their SATs, why not spend that hour in the car every day actually brushing up for that? If you have school-age kids, why not do Common Core curriculum type math quiz exercises or science stuff while you're going to work or dropping the kids off at school? So there's just a lot you can do to start layering on value for this subscription that we're planning on launching.
Okay. Let's talk about the future before we end our conversation. So that's my favorite topic, is where we're going. One thing I love so much about entrepreneurs like yourself is you are manifesting the future, right? You have an idea, you speak it out, you build a team, and you're actually creating this better future for everybody. So thanks for doing that. But tell me about, what's your vision for the future? Whether you're going to go 55 years out. I mean, I like to go 555 years. Tell me about the future.
I think the future, this is one of those, I think, once in a generation moments. Obviously we're biased because we're, living the moment, but we do see voice first, as this revolution that is truly generational. It's once in a generation type situation. The voice, the human voice, how we communicate is the most natural expression of how we connect with each other. Here we are having a complex conversation. You nod your head because you understand exactly what I'm saying. Technology, devices, our environment are going to understand us more and more. And it's not going to be 555 years. It's 5 years from now that we're going to see an unbelievable explosion of machine learning, AI, all the buzzwords of the moment. But what I mean by that is, I will be able to speak to any device around me, and it will understand me nearly as well as you understand me now in the studio. So it's beyond cars. It's the home. It's traffic lights. It's the school. It's the college. It's the workplace. It's everywhere we go. Voice is going to become one of the primary, not the primary in every situation, but one of the primary modes of input and output. Two-way.
That's good.
Interactivity. That's how we're going to communicate.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you came to join me. Let people know how they get a hold of you, how they get a hold of Drivetime.
Yeah, so we're drivetime.fm. Again, you can find us in the App Store. Go download the app in iOS App Store and Google Play Store. Look for the orange app icon. Search Drivetime orange app icon. That's Miles. He's our mascot. He's the winking car. And start playing and send us your feedback. You can reach us very easily. I'm Niko at drivetime.fm and Niko at drivetime.fm. And we'd love to hear from our players. We really do. That's what makes our service better. Really looking forward to have you be a part of it.
I'm glad you joined me, Niko.
Thank you so much.
And here comes the Google Pocket Disc, and here comes the video. I'll be back soon.